Bigbossjock radio show. Listeners are encouraged to rise up, confront the U.S. government, liberate the Confederate States of America, the Alamo, placed as the capital. Analyst assessment. Episode 72. Video clip being assessed was posted by NBC News, entitled Watch Live, Trump Participates in Immigration and Border Security Roundtable. Posted April 5, 2019. Airtime 52 minutes, 2 seconds. Enter into the clip 47 minutes, 12 seconds. Statement made Gloria. Viewer picked up the fiddle, knows well the tune. Stated, of your next 11 miles. This was covered in the last episode, though it will be repeated once more. The statement. Continued, of 30-foot border wall. Ridiculous statement, your next 11 miles. Your wall in reference to a structure built on the U.S. border termed your wall supposedly pertains to the U.S. president. Current date, behavior is quite ignorant. Citizen of the USA, term a national project named in such a way. 1936 through 1946, country of the USA, Great Works Project, aren't termed Franklin's Great Works Project. Shasta Dam Facility isn't Roosevelt's dam. Neither are the dams Folsom, Cooley, nor Hoover. Great engineered achievements, tremendous in scale, compared to an insignificant wall. Great Works Project, today's standard rate of inflation, expenditure would be in the trillions of dollars. Back then was another time. Country of the USA, nothing would have been accomplished duration of the history had the population, ago past decades, behaved in such a way as what's occurring at current date. Ignorance at a height and level. Reduced intellects, people squabble, divided over a wall, termed as walls. Population continues, often opts to quarrel. Performance is disgraceful, well as disrespectful. Population lost insight, prefers to fight rather than unite. Actions weaken the nation. Continued, divided will fall. Centered around a nonsense wall. Cost $140 a day. Give stale sack lunches. Hold in detainment cells apprehended illegal migrants. Asylum cases linger on as are held in detainment. Quoted on mainstream news, takes months to resolve, 6 months on average per asylum case. Family of 4, $140 per day. If held for 150 days, that would be on average $21,000 per each person. Family of 4, $84,000. $84,000! There is a example, a proposal to how to resolve the problem. Yankee goes about the issue of illegal migration is backwards in their thinking. $140 sack lunches isn't resolving the problem. Wasting $21,000 to hold a illegal migrant who almost usually, normally, most often comes from difficult existence, conditions. $21,000 buys a house that lasts for their whole life. Family of 5, house on average $15,000, an entire urbanization, 10,000 units, placed at the borders. Their mentor, Yankee Sam, with U.S. troops from the joint operation bases located in the region. Southern Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, each has special operation bases. The troops included in the construction, private contractors with their tax-deductible donation, them with their skills. Well, after it's built the urbanization, what would happen with the illegal migration? Be difficult to pass those zones. Furthermore, if the lottery program, which the most impoverished would qualify for, ongoing would be the program, because instead of spending thousands of dollars per person on stale sack lunches, well, homes were built that last the entire lifetime of the potential illegal migrant. And not only their lifetime, their descendants no longer have an incentive to migrate northward. They have a homestead, not allowed to sell it, nor to borrow against the asset. They're allowed to live there and allowed to invite their family members, meaning extended family. It's theirs, but within the regulations of the urbanization. Placed in each zone, manufacturing plant from the private sector, encouraged to make a profit, though to encourage to treat in a fair manner the employees that would be from the community, the urbanization. 40,000 units would be a cost of $600 million. Not billion, million. The wall, billions of dollars for a barrier, when better relationship with the neighbor could be formed by having more respect. Instead of wasting the money, allowing private entities who supply the stale sack lunches to fill their personal coffers with the profits off of a crisis situation, termed it so over and over again. Well, why not as a population come up with a solution? Instead of figuring out a way that private entities can make more profits. They're very backwards in their thinking, and that's Yankee. It's time to take another direction, different one. People can progress, at the same time be helpful, instead of always just everything's for money, and are unable to take action unless motivated by money. Money is at the root of most evil. There needs to be a different view towards the neighbor, Mexico, and the other neighbors found in Latin America. There should have been, and for the Confederacy, well, they understand. The revolution, there's a sea of red. Oh, south of the U.S. border, one after another. They're comrades. They're like-minded. They're with the Confederacy. Revolutionary republics. The issue of Puerto Rico, the 2017 hurricane, supposed malnutrition caused thousands of deaths. Reported on mainstream news, 63,231 deaths occurred 11 months after the hurricane passed. Oh, come on, people. Listeners, They gave the example of a chef named Antonio that made 6.5 million lunches within a few weeks, profited no less than $3 a meal, somewhere around $20 million, was upset he couldn't make more meals. Yeah, I bet he was. Aspired to make 100 million. What should have been done? 50-pound sacks of beans, rice, cauldrons, burners set up on the corners, desalinator on the naval ships, U.S. Navy desalinators, container the water. No crisis occurred. What did occur, any crisis, any shortage, was planned for. It's to set up what's going to happen. Puerto Rico, they're including into what Yankee Sam is planning to call a revolution. U.S. DIA operators have headed what has been termed the revolution for decades. Fidel Castro, that's a shadow identity. The mask peels off, such as with Don. He and Don, let's see, they're relatives. Yes, they are. It's the same bloodline. One after another, such as Xi in China. Peel the mask off. That's quite an act. The revolution, from Mao to Ho Chi Minh to Pol Pot, the faces of communism, one after another. U.S. DIA operators. Che Guevara, Nicolas Maduro, Hugo Chavez, they're all from the same bloodline. They're Caucasians with masks on. Well, I don't know. Let me think. Che Guevara. I haven't done his dossier, though I did. I began to. Terry, I believe, is his name. No, that's Chuck Berry. He's a Caucasian. He's one of Verna Valerie's. If they want to read the intelligence brief, they'll learn much information in regards to the foundation of the United States of America. One after another, administrations in the presidency have been mask wearers, meaning the president included many of the advisors, the ones around the president, but especially the president. As the time went on, there were more and more mask wearers. The U.S. Congress at current date, one after another, is a shadow identity. Even listen to the names. Ridiculous. They haven't been around. Where did the name arrive from? Wasn't on the stage just a few decades before. All computer generated, is placed to history. Supposed to be understood as truthful when is nothing more than falsehoods. The people have been duped. They're not even aware of their own history. Even I fell for many of the different aspects of the psychological operation that's conducted every day by the U.S. DIA, with the mask wearers being the leaders. Oh, I thought I was a member more of the Cuban Revolution. Met with Fidel Castro in Cuba. Didn't realize he was a U.S. DIA operator. Oh, gave the signals how to communicate with the stim receiver. Thought he was independent of the U.S. DIA. Didn't know he was another cog on the wheel on the stim receiver. But with me thinking he was an ally, not just another aligned with Yankee Sam. Go ahead and match the eyes, Yankee. And that's the U.S. federal agents if they're interested, or local law enforcement. Whoever has access, the private sector. Take the eyes from, match the eyes from Ronald Reagan with Fidel Castro, and they'll find that that's the same man. Match the eyes with John Kennedy and Mayor Cuomo of New York, Mario Cuomo, pre-1981. they're going to find that the eyes match. I mean, 98% or is it 99? That it's a match. Oh, that's not happening. The matches aren't being made because the pyramid's in place. It doesn't take that long, a matter of minutes. All this can be proven. The actual stills, not the digital images. One after another is a mask wearer. The history is based on falsehoods. One covert operation after another to place a history that isn't true. It isn't what happened. It wasn't even reported truthful when it was happening. That's how the skewed history now has been placed to the psychological operations along with the covert operations. The people have been indoctrinated to accept a history which isn't. It's not based on truth. Never happened. 50 million Africans are not owed reparations. That was a plan by the U.S. DIA to break up the U.S. territory. Autonomous region of California, that's going to be considered part of reparations. Barry in Sacramento with the rainbow flag, glass pipe in the pocket, the other smokers in the vicinity. Going to call that place home. Went from the pop-ups to moved in. Don't even mow the front lawn. Don't care to. Make no mistake about Barry. They want to know who he is. Alfred James. Alfred James. Class of 1981. Brawling High School. Tuskegee, Alabama. Born in 1963. Went to high school as Alfred Sears. S-E-A-R-S. That is Barry. Barry, he's on some shows as well. He plays, is it Alfonso? Can't remember. He has the suspenders and he plays a heavy-set man. What else does he play on? Plays on a show. Yeah, it's not Good Times though. Can't remember the name. Maybe it was Good Times. It was in the 70s. Though if they want to investigate, go ahead and match those eyes. He's also on an ABC special, October of 29, about the Jonestown cult. Jim Jones, also known as Alan Hawkins, birth name Alan Hawkins, born in 1936 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, is Alan Scheimer, class of 54, Shasta High School. Jim Jones, also known as Donald Trump. On the video is Alfred James. He's sitting on the ground, it appears as. His shirt's actually white, but I think, well, it appears to be cream due to the crimson sunset. It's off-white. He's holding up a peace symbol. His two fingers make a peace symbol. That's Alfred James. If they want to see Urkel from the show, Urkel, and let me think of Urkel's real name. Well, go ahead and look at him, and, well, it's quite obvious he's Urkel. Yeah, his name. Oh, who is Urkel? Yeah, he's a James, and he went to school as a Sears, and they all did. They're the Hopkins family. Hopkins sisters gave birth to Jameses. Jameses? Well, James was their shadow identity, such as Etta Hopkins is Etta James, Ella Hopkins, Ella Fitzgerald. And on goes the history. The population is oblivious. Mask wearers, shadow identity holders, their leaders, the ones they admire, their idols. It's unfortunate that they have idols. They have misplaced faith as well. They believed in leadership that wasn't true, and they're about to lose their nation. It's time to Stop. Get back on then many never have been on a correct path. Now take another track. Path that is correct. Join up with the revolution. Bring about the solution. Liberate the Confederate States of America. The Alamo, placed as the capital. Our one only God, He helps me with this rhyme, line by line. I do give my thanks, along with gratitude, for our Father in heaven. This is the Bigbossjock, momentarily signing off.